Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Recovery Classroom. My name is Drew. I'm an alcoholic through and through. We want to welcome you to this platform here today, regardless of what your addiction may be. You're absolutely welcome here. We support your pathway to recovery, and whichever pathway it is that you choose, we're here to help, and we definitely want to make sure that it works for you. If you haven't noticed, I'm sick, so I apologize for being MIA the last couple of days. I left the CrossTalk meeting Tuesday night, and man, I could feel something coming on, and I didn't know what it was, but it hit me hard. And so my whole family's got COVID or the flu or something, and I found out that I am just as susceptible to this stuff as what they are. So apologies for being MIA, but with that being said, this weekend's Q&A session and this weekend's CrossTalk, Friday night CrossTalk and Saturday's Q&A session, Eric's going to take the lead for that. He's going to take charge, and I think this is a great growth opportunity for Eric, making him step out of his comfort zone to kind of be coordinating all that. I'm really excited for him. I think this is a great growth opportunity. Speaking of CrossTalk, the CrossTalk meeting the other night, Tuesday night, we had some topics we didn't have a chance to get to, and I wanted to cover them today. Honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. Do you agree your sponsees should write a paragraph on that? No, I don't. I agree that my sponsees should be practicing those things. But I say that with pause because, see, for many, many years, our addiction, myself included, definitely me, I spent so much time learning how to do the opposite of those things, learning how to lie, how to be closed-minded, how to be unwilling to change. I got really good at being the opposite of those things. I don't expect it to happen overnight. I do not expect, drastic change in mindset to happen overnight. It takes time. Time takes time. But the one thing I do expect to happen immediately, at least with the folks that I sponsor, is just being honest. They're not going to tell me anything that I'm going to judge them or criticize them for or nothing like that. I had that relationship with my sponsor. I could tell him anything and he'd be like, all right. That was it. There was nothing I could tell him that, where he would judge me for. And so, he expected that, and I gave that, and I expect that in return with my sponsees. I just wanted to be honest. So the honesty I do expect immediately. But no, I don't think you should write papers on it. I don't think you should write paragraphs on it. I think you should practice it. If anything, practice it. It takes time to change those old patterns. We spent years lying and cheating and stealing. Well, it's going to take time to change from those characteristics to these new characteristics. Writing papers ain't going to do that. Practicing will. So, what does your morning routine consist of? Mine, personally, I wake up really early in the morning, about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I start working. I work to about 5 on some days. At 5 o'clock, I'm at the gym. If running, I'll run 4 or 5 miles, maybe something like that. Come home, take my son to school. Sometimes if I flip it, I'll work till 6 in the morning, take my son to school, then go to the gym. But that early morning time is great for me because that's when I'm allowed to pray and meditate and kind of focus on the things that I need to focus on and meditate and ask God for his direction for my life that day. Again, I put God in the driver's seat of my life. So that's my period of time throughout my day that I get to say, hey, God, where are you taking me today? Where do I need to be, focusing my effort and my attention at today? So that's kind of what my morning routine consists of. Codependency. Is it possible for a couple to get sober together? What can I do if my person wants to go back to dope, aside from leaving it forever? So this is a tough topic. I was just scrolling through Facebook and I saw, thank God I saw this. I saw a woman who looks like she has gotten out of a bad relationship. And, I remember a couple years back, she was doing really good and she was in a relationship. That relationship went south. She stepped away from that relationship. She got into another relationship. And within months, I saw pictures of her and her new boyfriend, hiring kites. And I was thinking, man, but the good news is today I saw pictures of her sober. And so, it's tough. I can speak to it for sure because, I spent years as an alcoholic, and my wife, she was completely sober. She didn't understand addiction. She didn't understand alcoholism. But then when COVID hit, she became an alcoholic too. And so we spent a couple years there, the two of us drinking together, and it was just pandemonium. It was chaos. And then I got sober and she continued to drink. So the roles got reversed. It is possible as a couple to get sober together, to get clean together. But let me caution you on this. And this is a conversation I had many times with my wife. My wife and I both talked about this at great length. We have to focus on ourselves. I can't focus on helping her. She can't focus on helping me. We're both on our own road to recovery. Now, granted, the destinations are the same location, right? But the roads are different. We can travel those roads at the same time, but they're different roads. She had to focus on her sobriety, her recovery, not on me. I had to focus on my sobriety, my recovery, not on her. So it is possible, but I'm not going to lie to you. It is difficult, especially, and I can speak to this, she can speak to this too, especially whenever the person you're with wants to keep going back out, wants to maintain that way of life. There may come a point in time when you have to learn to love them from a distance. You may have to learn to say, this isn't going to work. I love you, but it's time for me to step away because I've got better things in store than this life that we're being pulled back into. And that's a tough place to be in. So I've seen a lot of relationships, a lot of folks in relationships anyway, that they hang their recovery on the other person. And that's why there's a rule, an unspoken or unwritten rule anyway, in the rooms that you don't get in a relationship or you don't get out of a relationship within the first year of your recovery. I see so many people coming in and they're 3 months in and they jump right into a relationship and they think, this person is, I love this person with all my heart. And I'm like, you don't even know how to love yourself. Not at 3 months in. I didn't, so how can you love that person? So yes, it is possible to recover, to get sober together. It is very possible. My wife and I have, she's on her own path. I'm still on my own path. I think I'm 13 months ahead of her. She just went to 16 months, coming up on 17 months of sobriety for her, and I'm coming up on 2.5 years. In January. So, it's possible for sure, but it's tough. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pull punches. It is tough. So, and the last thing I want to say, as far as recovering together, it's definitely not easy. That's for sure. But keep in mind, the person that you're with whenever you're in active addiction, the person you are whenever you're in active addiction may be entirely different from the person you are whenever you're not. And the same is true for your significant other. They could be totally different people. So you could get sober and find out that, hell, you don't even like this person. It's possible, that's possible. That person could get sober and find out, hell, they don't even like you. That's possible too. So it is possible to get clean and sober in a relationship, but it is tough too. So I encourage you, find a qualified sponsor, work with that qualified sponsor, encourage your significant other to find a qualified sponsor and work with their sponsor as well. Work together. If you want to have any chance of salvaging it, I encourage you, have your sponsors work with you guys and have your sponsors work together. It's a teamwork effort for sure. With that being said, I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys have an absolutely kick-ass Thursday. Pray for me. I'm still under the weather, if you haven't noticed. So, but anyway, I want to thank you guys for letting me come in and share 5 to 10 minutes of your day with you. You guys keep me sober, and I could not be more appreciative. So thank you very much. We'll talk again soon, folks. Remember, you can't get drunk if you don't take that first drink.